Yesterday, Bitcoin crashed 5% towards the downside in towards support, and we can see that people are revenge shorting, and at the same time the funding rates are starting to get negative. So Bitcoin is setting itself up to trap a lot of Bitcoin traders, while at the same time a huge move is still imminent, having a look in towards the Bollinger Bands. So make sure to watch this video till the end, because literally BlackRock is coming for your Bitcoin. If you are selling Bitcoin now, you are literally selling to BlackRock. The larger term trend is still looking very good. So I'm still in my long position on Bitget with right now about 4.5k in a profit, but more on that a little bit later in this video, because first of all we need to be talking about the short term. What exactly happened right here yesterday evening? I already briefly explained this exactly in yesterday's emergency update, but in more detail. We were forming this Bitcoin pennant, which we actually broke towards the downside, and as you can be seeing on this chart, basically because of this downwards break of this pennant, we broke back in towards our consolidation range. Of course, this has all been triggered by this news event that has happened yesterday, as you can be perfectly seeing right here. This news came out exactly here, and after that has happened, we broke towards the downside, lost our support, and triggered a lot of liquidations. 250 million in Bitcoin leverage positions got liquidated, and that has caused a huge snowball effect all the way down towards this support level that we did talk about yesterday in the emergency update video. We perfectly got supported. Now CZ, the CEO of Binance, has come out and said the numbers reported by the media are way off. So this whole event towards the downside has been pretty much an overreaction in my opinion, but of course because so many liquidations have occurred, we are still trading all the way down. Now because the funding rates are very much back down and on Bybit even negative, which is looking very good because the majority of the traders are right now looking to be shorting the market, and of course we know the majority is always wrong. So in my opinion, it will be very likely that we are going to be seeing some kind of a bounce, which I exactly talked about in yesterday's update video, and I also shared in my free Telegram channel. At the time of hitting this support level, I exactly talked about how we were hitting this support level, and I shared this emergency update video that I thought it was very likely we were going to be seeing this a bounce. Now on top of that, we can be seeing that this guy has been saying that every single long in the system actually got liquidated. Of course, we already discussed that in this video, and now they are trying to revenge trade towards the downside and actually short the market. And well, he is saying you know how this ends, of course, suggesting that we are going to be seeing some kind of a bounce happening right here. Now one thing to do keep in mind is that we are trading in a weekend, and usually around what we can be seeing is during this weekend we can be seeing boring consolidation. The past few times this has exactly happened, and this is actually very common for a weekend to happen, that we are going to be seeing consolidation around the close price, and in this case we closed at about the 30.2k level. So very likely, yeah, we can be bouncing in the short term, but very likely in the end of the week, of course starting next week, we are going to be trading at about this 30.2k level. So I'm still going to be expecting consolidation around this 30.2k level, and whenever we are going to be starting a new week, next week, of course we can be seeing a further bounce happening. Okay, and before going in towards the longer term trend charts and also my trade, because I'm about to do something crazy with my trade that you do not want to miss, and also before going in towards the BlackRock situation, well, first of all you need to know that still a massive move is imminent. Having a look in towards our Bollinger Bands, we are still at these low levels we have seen at this bear market bottom, and actually also just before the start of this huge bull run. We are literally at the same exact low levels. So we can be saying that a similar move is imminent. We are at the same exact low levels, and yesterday we saw a little bit of a fake out, but if we can be once again seeing another boring weekend, well, we are just going to be consolidating a bit more in towards our Bollinger Bands, and the break to either the upside or towards the downside is going to be getting more and more explosive. The longer we are going to be trading in these narrow stages for our Bollinger Bands, the more explosive and the bigger the move will actually be. So this breakout outside of these Bollinger Bands will be getting very crazy. And that is also going to be the reason why I am going to be watching any kind of a pattern that will be developing in the short term. I will be watching any kind of pattern, because if we will be breaking any kind of a pattern towards either the upside or towards the downside, well, that is going to be indicating a massive move, because at the same time we are also going to be breaking out of our Bollinger Bands, and we are going to be seeing a similar move right there that we also created at the bear market bottom, but we also created at the start of this huge bull run. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter, and of course join my free Telegram channel. And then having a look into what's our longer term charts. Well, first of all, we are still in this macro uptrend, as you can be seeing right here. On the weekly time frame, we are still in this uptrend. And that is why I'm rather longing the Bitcoin market than actually shorting the Bitcoin market. And we can be having a look into some on-chain indicators to have a look at where this move towards the upside, where this uptrend is going to be getting exhausted. And we can be having a look into what's these three on-chain indicators: the MVRV Z-score, the Fear and Greed Index, and also the Newport chart. And all of these indicators are still not getting exhausted, as you can be seeing, and we still have a long way to go. So in my opinion, this whole move, this whole trend towards the upside is not at all exhausted, and that is why I'm still rather longing the Bitcoin market than actually shorting the Bitcoin market. And I do think in the end of the day, we will be breaking any kind of a pattern towards the upside, and we will also be getting this massive move of this Bollinger Bands also being created towards the upside. Now, we are touching this weekly resistance, still of course getting rejected, but whenever we can be breaking above this weekly resistance, well, that will be the moment where we have been waiting for, and then we are going to be seeing this massive move towards the upside being created. So stay tuned for that. And for my trade, of course, as I've been saying, we are just going to be developing some short-term patterns, very likely because of our Bollinger Bands. And whenever we can be breaking any kind of a pattern towards the upside, well, that is going to be the moment where I am going to be adding more quantity in towards my trade. And one thing is for sure, well, BlackRock has been talking about Bitcoin continuously over the past couple of weeks. And right there yesterday again, the CEO has once again been talking about how he actually really likes Bitcoin. And we have seen the SEC finally officially acknowledging all of these Bitcoin spot ETF applications and also the BlackRock ETF application. So these are all pretty bullish developments, and I think if you are selling Bitcoin right now, well, you are basically selling to BlackRock. I do think BlackRock is still accumulating all their Bitcoin, and you need to be getting careful because they are right now entering the Bitcoin space. Okay, they will be pumping up the Bitcoin price like crazy, just like they did with gold. Back in the days, they also pumped up gold like crazy, and they will be doing the same with Bitcoin. So don't get fooled right here because of this short-term rejection. I'm still going to be holding my Bitcoin position, and I'll see you in the next update video tomorrow morning. Be sure to be following me on Twitter, and bye bye.